Have you ever thought about how a single action, just one moment in time, could actually hold the entire blueprint for how our world connects with, well, everything beyond it? Today, we are diving deep into an event in the life of Abraham that, on the surface, looks pretty simple. It's just an old man running. But trust me, hidden inside that run is an absolutely profound secret, a kind of cosmic technology. So let's get right into it. So it all kicks off with these two little words in Hebrew, Vayeratz likratam, and he ran toward them. Now you read that and you think, okay, it's just describing what happened. But for the mystics, this phrase is way more than a description. It's like the ignition sequence for an incredible cosmic event. It's not just about physical movement. It's a code, a divine technology really, hidden in plain sight. So what on earth is really going on here?
So yeah, which one is it? Is this just a sweet story about an elderly man being a good host, or is it something bigger? Well, according to ancient mystical texts like the Zohar, this was no ordinary jog. Oh no, this was a spiritual maneuver of cosmic proportions. Think of it like a key that could literally unlock the gates between our physical world and all of the higher realms. Now that is a huge claim. So how could a simple run, an act of running, possibly do all of that?
To really get the secret layer, the sod level of this story, we first have to ground ourselves in the physical details, the pshat. We've got to appreciate just how physically impossible this scene really is. Because you see, once you realize that, you'll know there has to be something else going on, something happening on a completely different level of reality. I want you to just picture this for a second. Really try to feel it. Feel that oppressive desert heat just shimmering off the sand. You've got this old man, Abraham, sitting at the entrance to his tent. And he's not a young guy, he's a patriarch, he's old, and he's recovering from an incredibly painful procedure. And then, in the distance, he sees three figures. And in a flash, he doesn't just stand up, he explodes into motion. The text says he ran, and it doesn't mean a little jog. We're talking an urgent, powerful sprint. It's almost as if there's an invisible force, like a gravitational pull connecting him to these visitors. So, why? Why this intense, almost frantic burst of energy? If this was just about offering someone a drink of water, a slow walk would have been perfectly fine, right? This intensity, this is our first huge clue that we're moving way beyond simple hospitality. We're actually crossing a bridge from the physical world into the metaphysical. And get this, the run is the bridge. Let's just stack the facts here, okay? He is 99 years old. 99! He's on what tradition says is the single most painful day of recovery from his circumcision. On top of that, he's just sitting out in the blistering desert heat. Now, any one of those things would make it tough to even walk. All three of them together? It makes a full-on sprint pretty much physically impossible. And that tells us everything. The action we're seeing isn't just about an old man's body. Something else is powering this. The real story, the one that matters, is happening on a totally different plane of reality. Okay, so if this isn't just a physical run, then what in the world is it? To really understand the secret layer here, we have to step into the world of the mystics and learn a little bit of their language. We need to talk about the fundamental building blocks of reality as they understood them, the Sephirot. This is where we find what you could call the cosmic uplink. So, what in the world are the Sephirot? The easiest way to think about them is like 10 different channels or frequencies. Imagine there's this single, infinite divine light. The Sephirot are the 10 unique channels that this one light flows through to create literally everything we see and everything we don't. They're not separate gods or anything like that, just different flavors or expressions of one unified source. And together, they form a kind of cosmic map, often called the Tree of Life, that connects the highest spiritual dimensions all the way down to our physical world. And this map is the key to unlocking the secret of Abraham's run. Okay, so let's map our story onto this cosmic framework. In this mystical view, Abraham isn't just a 99-year-old man. He represents Malchut, the 10th and final Sephira. Think of Malchut as our physical world, the kingdom, the final destination for all of that divine energy. And the three visitors? Yeah, they aren't just weary travelers. They are living, walking, talking manifestations of three incredibly powerful divine energies. You have Chesed, which is pure, flowing kindness and love. Then there's Gevurah, which is all about discipline, severity, and restraint. And finally, you have Tiferet, which is the beautiful, perfect harmony that balances those first two. So really, the story is about our physical world, Malchut, meeting kindness, discipline, and harmony face to face.
And this brings us right to the core secret of the whole thing. Abraham's run isn't just a physical act. It's the physical expression of a massive cosmic principle called Itaruta. It's an Aramaic phrase that basically means an arousal from below. It's this profound idea that our physical world, Malchut, has an active, intense yearning to reconnect with its spiritual source. It's not about passively waiting for a signal from above. It's about us, from down here, initiating the contact. That run is that intense desire made real.
So how does this whole thing actually work? Well, it unfolds in 3 stages. First, it kicks off with perception. Our world, which is Abraham, doesn't just see 3 random guys. It has a deep spiritual recognition of these higher energies. That perception then triggers an awakening, a deep internal yearning to bridge that gap and connect. And this yearning is so powerful it can't be held back. It just explodes outwards as the ascent. That's the energetic run, the Vayera, that propels our entire reality upwards toward its source.
To make this even clearer, let's use a tech analogy. Imagine our world, Malchut, is like a computer terminal. And the higher spiritual realms, well, they're like a vast, infinitely powerful divine mainframe. So when Abraham perceives the visitors, it's like our little terminal detecting a signal from the mainframe. His run, then, is our terminal sending an urgent, high-priority ping right back. It's an active request to connect, saying, I see you, connect with me now.
We can even visualize these energies in terms of color. Our world, Malchut, is often represented by these grounded, rich earthy tones. So Abraham's run is that earthy energy just surging upwards. And where is it running? It's running towards the triad of celestial colors. Chesed, that pure overflowing kindness, is imagined as a brilliant white light. Gevurah, the energy of strictness and discipline, is a powerful, fiery red. And Tiferet, the perfect harmony between them, is a radiant, life-giving green. His run is literally an attempt to merge our earthy reality with this divine palette of white, red, and green.
But look, initiating the connection is only the first part of the process, right? An uplink is totally useless if you can't establish a stable, secure connection. You can't just run at the divine. You have to prepare a vessel, a container, to actually receive it. And that brings us to the second absolutely critical action in this cosmic sequence, the sacred alignment, what you might call the docking procedure. So right after this explosive upward run towards the heavens, the story gives us this shocking twist. The very next phrase is Vayishtashu artsa, and he bowed toward the earth. Now that seems completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? He just launched himself towards the cosmos, and now he's bowing down to the ground? But this isn't a retreat, no way. This is the critical second step in the docking sequence. You see, these 2 actions are really 2 parts of one single system. The running is the uplink, that's the active, yearning ascent that sends the signal out. But the bowing, that's the handshake. That's the receptive act of grounding that prepares our world to receive the response. One sends the call, the other prepares the receiver. You absolutely cannot have one without the other. That intense yearning has to be balanced with the humility to create a vessel for what's coming. And what is this whole 2-step process actually building? He's building something the mystics call a Merkava. Now this word literally means a chariot or a throne. It's not a physical chair, of course. It's a stable structure of spiritual energy, a sacred container that can safely hold and channel the intense power of the divine. So by running and then bowing, Abraham is literally, energetically constructing a throne right here in our physical world for the divine presence to come and inhabit.
Let's go back to our tech analogy, but let's upgrade it a bit. Let's think of it like cosmic engineering. The run is what initiates the signal uplink. It sends a request packet to the divine server. But the bow is what executes the synchronization protocol. It's the TCP handshake that confirms the connection, aligns all the frequencies, and creates a stable, secure socket. It transforms a simple ping into a fully docked system, allowing for this massive, stable flow of data, or in this case, divine energy and blessing, to just pour into the world. So what does all of this mean for us? This isn't just some ancient story. It's a blueprint. It's basically a user manual for reality. And the most incredible part is that this cosmic technology, this whole system for connecting with something greater, it's available to every single one of us, right here, right now.
And this brings us to the really big question, right? How do we use this ancient blueprint in our own lives today? How do we become cosmic engineers in our own reality? The amazing thing is that these principles are totally timeless, and they work on every single scale, from the cosmic all the way down to the most deeply personal things we do every day.
Let's look at this through a couple of different lenses. For the adults, think of it as cosmic engineering. You perceive a need or an opportunity. You run by initiating a connection. You make that call. You start that project. You bow with the humility and follow through to do the actual work. And the result? A stable connection, a new reality. Now for the kids, it's just like a video game. You spot some powerful allies, a friend, a parent, a teacher. You run to connect with them. Then you bow by listening and working together. And the result? Fusion mode unlocked. You've combined your powers to create something amazing you couldn't do alone.
And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. This isn't just a nice analogy. You are literally reenacting this cosmic blueprint in your own life. Every single time you see a friend in need and you run towards them with kindness. Every time you face a difficult challenge and you run toward it with resolve instead of away from it. Every time you look inward and run toward your own truth with honesty, you are sending out that cosmic uplink. And when you follow that run with the humility to listen and to do the work, that's the bowing, you are building a throne. You are creating a space for something new and powerful and amazing to enter your world.
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.